So what is a disability? And how do we define it here in Ireland? Hi, my name is Dave Lysaght. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at this question and answering it by describing the various ways Irish legislation defines disability. And I will also be talking about why we have so many different definitions for the same thing. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Firstly, Ireland is a combination of two approaches to disability. The medical model, which is the main one, and then the social model. So let's get into it. Okay, when it comes to disability in Irish law, there are 4 acts that concern disability. So let's see what the different definitions say. And first up, we have the 2 Equality Acts, and they define disability as the following. Disability means the total or partial absence of a person's bodily or mental function, including the absence of a part of a person's body, the presence in the body of organisms causing or likely to cause chronic disease or illness, the malformation or disfigurement of a part of a person's body, a condition or malfunction which results in a person's learning differently from a person without the condition or malfunction, or a condition, disease or illness which affects a person's thought process, perception of reality, emotion or judgment, of which results in disturbed behaviour. As you can see, that is a long definition. So let's straight away get into the next definition. And next up, you have the Education for People with Special Needs Act 2004, which states disability means in relation to a person with a restriction in the capacity of the person to participate in and benefit from education on account of enduring physical, sensory, mental health or learning disability, or any other condition which results in a person learning differently from a person without that condition. And so, following on from that, you have the Disability Act of 2005. And it defines disability as the following. Disability in relation to a person means a substantial restriction in the capacity of the person to carry out a profession, business or occupation in the state, to participate in social or cultural life in the state by reason of an enduring physical, sensory, mental health or intellectual impairment. And finally, you have the 4th definition provided by the Census Act 2011. And it states that a disability is a person with one or more of the following long-lasting conditions or difficulties: blindness or severe vision impairment, deafness or a severe hearing impairment, an intellectual disability, a difficulty with learning, remembering or concentrating, a difficulty with basic physical activities, a psychological or emotional condition, a difficulty with pain, breathing or any other chronic illness or condition. So as you can see, when it comes to disability, there are many definitions. Why is this? Why can they not just have one? Well, the reasoning for that, in my opinion, is you have to look at it from a time period scale. The first act we talked about was defined in 1998. We had a different perspective around disability back then as we do now. So it's going to be limited. Whereas now we have a much more broader and social perspective. So in some cases, the definition is going to be broader and inclusive in terms of from a social model perspective. And the second reason is the purpose of the act. So if, like an education act, the purpose of the act is to be inclusive, then we need a broad definition to make sure that all students with disabilities are included. On the other hand, in terms of the 2011 census, we need an accurate definition of disability in order to make sure we have accurate results. So therefore we need precision. And that's why the definition is so concise and to the point. And the third reason why we need different definitions is to allow legal experts the flexibility when deciding on a case, as well as to allow them to have precision when deciding on a case. And that's a very important issue because judge who might be deciding a case concerning compensation for a person with a disability, if he has no prior knowledge of what a disability is, other than a layman term, then he needs to know exactly what is the legal requirement of a disability, so he can make a judgment and which could affect a person's life. So that's why we need precision in some cases, but broadness in other definitions. So that's why we have so many different definitions of disabilities in Irish legislation. So I really hope you enjoyed that video and learned something from it. And if you did, please like and subscribe and talk to you in the next video. Thanks, bye.